quiet seaside town, an evil laid to rest centuries ago, has risen. An abandoned fortress deep in the swamp holds a secret that could save the village or destroy it. Now, a band of adventurers sets out to dig up the wounds of the past and bring the light of day to the roots of ruin. This is Tabletop Gold.
Hello, friends, and welcome to Tabletop Gold, episode 184. My name is Lars Casteen. Welcome to the program. This is episode 184 of our ongoing Pathfinder 2nd Edition campaign, The Roots of Ruin. I hope you are proud of yourself for listening to this podcast one more time. I think it's a great choice, and I hope you feel good about it. You know who else I hope feels good is the rest of the cast. Hi, it's Zoe Chernicoff. Hi, Zoe.
Hello, good that time.
Good that time. Anytime you're listening to the show, good that time. Humphreys is here.
Hello. Good this time.
Good this time. Robin Lange is here.
Hello. Good your time.
And David, the Tin Man Chernicoff, is here as well.
Good that time, Lars.
So I don't know if you've been listening to the show. Hopefully you have been. Jumping in at episode 184 is like sort of a weird time to jump in, but we're like right at the end of the road on like a subplot that we've been developing for a long time.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of stuff happening right now.
Yeah, maybe go back.
It's exciting.
Maybe go back.
Yeah.
It is exciting, but
This
it is
isn't
pushing,
the one to start on.
not the one to start with.
yeah.
And it's making me, I love doing these like chat segments that we do at the beginning of the show. I think it's really helpful for loosening people up, getting the vibe going. But I'm like very stressed out about this one in particular, just because of how like high impact the episode, the game is going to be today. So we were like talking about what our different conversation topics might be for this episode. And Armat brought up that my profile picture on Discord is a picture of the actor Jeremy Strong. Are you familiar with the work of Jeremy Strong? First off, is that a name that people recognize?
The name didn't stand out to me, and as soon as I Googled it, I was like, "Oh, the guy from Succession."
Yeah, and Succession,
Oh.
and then he's Roy Cohn in the movie about Donald Trump and Roy Cohn that then they didn't release.
Whoa!
Oh, I don't even know anything. What is that?
That
Maybe
sounds
we can't go
interesting.
too deeply. What is that?
I don't. I have. It's
Oh,
called.
yeah,
The
The
movie's called The
Apprentice.
Apprentice.
And they didn't put it out?
Well, somebody made it. Somebody shot the movie, and then it was like they
The
didn't
legal
want to
team was
release it
like,
because it was the
"Don't do
election
this."
was going on or whatever. But
oh,
it's,
it's out now.
Oh, is okay. Well,
Apparently,
now
you can see it at the Roxy Hotel in the cellar in New York City right now if
if
you
you
wanted
go
to.
into the basement of a hotel in New
They've
York,
got
you
it.
can see
The
it
Roxy
there.
Hotel has a cinema in
Seriously,
it.
well, I will be back in 31 hours. But yeah, it's like Sebastian Stan is Donald Trump and Jeremy Strong is
gosh.
Roy Cohn. That's the only other thing I know that he's been in except for Succession.
Also,
Yeah.
confession, you say Jeremy Strong, and my mind fills in Jeremy Renner.
Mm.
So, and I
Very
can't.
different.
Similar, though,
But he's
in a way.
strong Jeremy.
He is a strong, or he's a little bit of a Renner also.
Yeah.
But
Mine fills in Jeremy Swift.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, Jeremy
And I
Swift
get-
is the guy who is
He's Swifter.
he's British. He's in Ted Lasso. He's sort of like the general manager of the team in Ted Lasso.
Oh, yeah,
wow.
sure.
Really different.
He was in
guy.
Downton Abbey before that.
He's great.
In one of the
Yeah,
Mary
very
Poppins
different.
movies. Yeah, but anytime anyone says Jeremy Strong, I see Jeremy. I have to like mentally do like
gotta
a face
pivot.
swap thing.
You got to do a face swap.
Yeah.
Armat, you had a bit. What were you
I was going to go with Mark
Dance.
Strong, who's also a very different flavor.
Of course.
Mhm.
And then when I hear Mark Strong, I go to Danny Strong from Buffy the
Oh,
Vampire
yeah.
Slayer.
I met him one time.
Or
He was
Ryder
very
Strong?
lovely to
Whoa,
me.
You met that guy?
Yeah. Even
That's
though
cool.
I accidentally was like, Jonathan, and then was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he was like, very classy and like, yeah, I'm Danny, man. Don't call me that.
Don't call me that ever again.
Yeah. That was the vibe, but he was super chill about it.
Danny Strong, HBO. We're so far off, and the destination we're heading
How
to is
so?
so stupid.
We knew it was going to happen.
But Danny Strong wrote or directed that HBO miniseries Recount. Speaking of political movies, he like made that movie. Like the actor Danny Strong made the HBO movie about the recount in Florida in 2000.
Okay, I had to go relook at who Danny Strong was now.
Sure,
and I'm
please.
rewatching Buffy right now and lose it
nice.
every time he comes on screen.
He's
because
great.
He's so funny. And he was one of my favorite things from the later seasons of Gilmore Girls.
Wow,
he's in that.
Great
Okay.
Gilmore Girls.
Sorry, can I just say,
Go ahead,
anytime
please.
anybody says Danny Strong, I just
Yes.
see Danny Trejo in my head.
Oh, yeah, okay.
He is a strong Danny. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Ah.
Hey, wait, so, Lars, I just want to say
yes,
from the bottom of
please.
my heart, I did not
Yeah.
mean to interrupt you.
No, it's
Please
okay.
continue.
I have a Danny Trejo fact that I want to throw out there now. How tall do you think Danny Trejo is?
Oh, wow. This is one of those where because of the
Ooh.
way the person says the question, the answer
3'8".
is either, right, it's either 3'8" or
5'1".
9'8".
Right.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
but try to give me an honest guess. Like when that guy shows up on screen, how tall? How big does he seem to you?
3'9". I don't know.
Okay, you guys are
no,
pretty close.
I would say like five. He seems taller, but
he seems huge.
Yeah.
This guy, he's 5'5".
Huh.
He's
Danny
like
Trejo.
an inch taller than me.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
Robin, Tom Cruise, Danny Trejo. That's the order.
yeah, that's the order of the
We're in a club
Hollywood's
together.
heavyweights.
Wait, no, not
So-
that club. Not that club.
Yeah, not the club that Tom Cruise is famous for being in, but a different club entirely. A less
Satire.
problematic
Satire.
club that
Parody.
Satire, parody. Don't sue us. So I don't know even why we're talking about Jeremy Strong at this point. Oh yeah, because my Discord picture has always been pictures of Jeremy Strong. Because in addition to being like a nice actor, he plays Kendall Roy in Succession. He plays a relatively vanilla character on this show full of like zany, wild people. Jeremy
Spoiler.
Strong is was that a spoiler? Jeremy Strong is such a clothes horse in a way that is like, if you're not aware, okay, so I looked up Jeremy Strong on this app. If you're not seeing the video, you're not seeing whatever the app is. It's Microsoft Bing. Okay, we're binging it.
And
But like this dude, his fashion choices are so exciting to me. He
So much
here he is
velvet.
wearing a
I love
velvet,
that.
a pink velvet deal.
That is not the
Hell
only
yeah.
colorful velvet I've seen him in. The man loves velvet.
No,
Can
and
I
his
just
silver
say,
bow tie,
looking
too.
at this guy, it's so clear to me he was that kid in your high school theater class. Like
Yes.
really good, but also just like very affected.
all right, wait. Real quick before we go any further, quick show of hands. Who here was that guy in their high school theater?
Oh yeah, totally,
yeah.
totally, yeah. At least 3 out of 5, maybe 4.
I
The
wore
fact
a
that it was the
tiara
four of us, but not
to
Lars, it
school.
really explains a lot about the
Yeah,
rest of
that
the
does.
segment.
Yeah.
does check out.
Yeah. I wore tiaras as headbands in like 8th and 9th grade. So
I was like the sarcastic jerk in high school where I would go to like the goth club 80s night in like a powder blue jumpsuit because I'm like, this is 80s. This is like an 80s
Yeah.
piece of fashion. So, but I also feel like if you're Jeremy Strong, and this is, I'm not making fun of this guy. If you're Jeremy Strong and you've been on 6 seasons of like one of the greatest television shows of all time and like put in performances that people love, like why not be that guy? Like haven't you earned
Yeah.
like dressing however the hell you want to?
Cash in.
He's really
but the
good
thing-
on that show, I have to say.
He's phenomenal. What an amazing show. What a beautiful performance. He showed up at the Golden Globes the night before last at the time we recorded wearing this crushed velvet bucket hat with like custom teal aviators and matching like
it was like a seafoam
velvet
green,
jacket,
my friend.
seafoam green.
Yeah.
Good
He
call.
looks like
Robin.
a Vespa.
He looks like he looks like
does look like a Vespa.
somehow looks like both Napoleon Dynamite and Johnny Depp playing Hunter S. Thompson, but it's also all seafoam green.
It's like Wes Anderson does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like a Run DMC like tribute film.
Yes.
It's like if Wes Anderson directed Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay, so but then he did a New York Times profile where he wore a totally different bucket hat.
Like
And I'm trying
neon
to find
orange
it.
one. Yeah.
And he just like he's just a really nice looking guy. He wears really great clothes, and I'm very amused by him. And That's the segment. I hope everybody
Bucket
had a
hats are
great
back. Like bucket hats
Nailed
have
it.
been back for a while, which I think is amazing.
God.
Are they?
The late 90s
Yeah,
is back.
like I feel like Gen Z wears, but I mean now they may be like
Yeah.
a year or two out of date, but
It's still happening. It's
Is Gen Z even the one that's still cool, or has Gen Alpha started yet?
Gen Z is still cool.
Yeah.
Can
Gen
I sign
Z
up
is
for
still,
like notifications of when that changes?
Yeah, Gen Z are they're
I'm
like
asking Gen
elder
X.
high school kids and college kids and
Okay.
in their
Early
20s. They're all their
professionals.
20s. They're the tastemakers.
All right. Okay. All right.
Gen Alpha is still like middle school. They're the ones who have to, everybody thinks Skibbity Riz Ohio. Although I don't think those are probably things anymore because they were 6 months ago. So moves too
Yeah.
fast.
Sorry about that, Skibbity Riz Ohio. You're out. You know what's in? Something unknowable and unimaginable. That's what's in. Speaking of which, let's get into our game. Since Magdaruna Lacewing Skullcrusher was a young child, she's been convinced that something living in the swamp near her parents' homestead was watching her, teasing her, and tormenting her. Throughout her life, mysterious and tragic events have plagued Mag, and each time the creature responsible left her with a gift, a pair of black feathers wrapped in a thin gold ribbon. And also, each time, the people around Mag chose not to hear her complaints. Time after time, they decided that Mag's paranoia was the heart of the problem, rather than an unseen, malign entity. Since exploring the depths of the Abomination vaults, you've learned that the identity of Mag's tormentor is Ravarex, a black dragon that has resided in and around the fog fen surrounding Otari for years, who for some reason chose to make her the object of his characteristic sadism. And after an extended search, you've just entered Ravarex's lair, a muddy cavern tucked away deep, deep below the surface. The dragon, covered with black fish scales and curled up like a snoozing cat, has just raised his enormous head and opened his mouth to greet you. So, this is very exciting.
yeah.
Yeah,
One of the most exciting situations we've been in, maybe.
totally.
Aside from
Yeah.
those mitflits early on, the ones that were up in the tower.
The ones that were trying to eat the grub and the grub kept
Yeah,
escaping
yeah,
and
yeah.
trying to slip through the cracks
Yeah.
of
Oh
the
my
floor
God.
beneath.
Part of me is still back there.
So Ravarex just opened his mouth and said, "Ah, the girl and her friends, here at last. I had become worried. It is nice to see you, and nice to be seen at last, I suppose. Welcome to my home. Your home, in a way." Does anybody say anything back to Ravarex here?
I'm invisible.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I do. So Mag locks eyes with Ravarex and says, "Why?"
Why? Good question. I do appreciate such a direct and insightful thing to ask. Well, I'll tell you why. When you've been around as long as I have, you develop some esoteric tastes. I spent, maybe misspent is a better word, my youth on needless ventures out into the world, raising buildings, killing livestock, the usual. It was cliché, like a steak served with a side of vegetable, but it led me to where I am, so I'm reluctant to dismiss it entirely. And Ravarex turns and looks past Mag to the other three of you. When I first met that young girl, that girl with the long red hair, I realized how narrow my tastes had been. On stormy nights, I would crawl up to the surface, find her, watch her, and then let her know it had happened with a little gift. And he motions to a pile of these feathers that have been tied together, sitting stuck into the mud a short distance away from where he's relaxing. This was no longer steak, The girl's panic was something special. Sea bream with sweet peppers, notes of apple, orange gastrique, and lemongrass. He sort of moves his tongue around his mouth for a little bit, just like, Well, I'm oversimplifying things. The fear was nice. The girl's weakness was a treat. But the true delicacy wasn't the weakness of the girl, but the weakness of everybody around her. Each time I visited her, she would run off for help, run to the people who were supposed to be raising her for support. And that support, I was surprised to discover, would never, ever come. The weakness of one person is one thing, but the weakness of an entire town choosing to ignore one of their own. Oh, that's what kept me coming back. Does that answer your question?
Why me?
Suppose unlucky. I just saw a homestead and decided to take a look. That's about it.
So by just chance, you just start torturing someone for their whole lives?
Not by chance. No. It's by nature. It's what I do. I told you I grew tired of burning down buildings, stealing animals. You grow out of these things. So it wasn't chance for me.
This may seem like a neither here nor there question, but you're pretty impressive in your size. How has no one seen a black dragon around Otari if you've been doing this for so long?
Well, why did nobody believe? I'm sorry, I actually don't know your name. What is your name?
My name...
No, not your
Oh.
name. The girl. What's the girl's name?
To be terrorizing someone for like 2 decades and not bother to learn their name
Right?
is so cold.
It just
It's
didn't
so
seem
mean.
important at the time.
Savage.
Whoa.
Well, if it was so unimportant for all this time, how important could it be now?
Fair enough. That's fine. And this sort of attitude right now is exactly why I've summoned you here to me. What used to be a delicate, multi-course meal, first fear and then the ignorance of all the people around her who didn't want to know the truth. It started to curdle a little bit, like a sauce of milk left in the sun. And any meal will run its course eventually. I've summoned you here because this dish has become gamey. What we have now is a pale imitation of what it once was. And what do we have when a meal ends? That's right. It's time for dessert. Now, girl, name's not important. First, I will kill your friends. I will not touch you. And then, once they're dead, it's time to move on to a new dish. You will die as well, girl, but I have something to show you. And Ravarex turns his head, his large armor-plated neck swinging as his head turns to the right. Wake up, boy. Come, wake up. And Ravarex...
Is it Wolfgang Messi?
And Ravarex uses his tail to reach into the mud and pull something up.
Oh,
In the
gross.
mud. Oh,
It is Mark,
Mark.
your friend. He's barely
Spoiler.
conscious. He's shirtless. He looks hungry. He sees you. You see his eyes are filled with a haze, but he looks towards you, sort of unable to say anything, too overwhelmed. And Ravarex continues, holding him up with the tip of his tail. While I kill you, I will let this boy watch. I will not kill him. I will release him back to your little town, and he will take your place, girl. Another raving fantasist telling stories of a monster in the swamps. They won't believe him, of course, just like they didn't believe you. And I'll have a fresh new entree that will last me for years and years and years. And at this point, a sort of purring shakes around Ravorex's body. You see like the fish scales sort of ripple as he's like, oh. Ravorex dumps Mark back into the mud. Mark lands with a splat. Well, and Ravorex stands up on his feet, stretches his wings wide open, and they stretch about 40 feet wide in front of you. Your light shining on him as like pearlescent greens and pinks and whites within the black as your light reflects against it. You see him crack his neck back, and his horns glimmer in the light that you're shining at him, and an extra thick sort of foam of acid starts to form around his mouth. He says, "Let us finish our meal then, girl."
And as he says this, Mag leaps up. Flight has been cast on her, and she jumps up off the ground. And I'm going to go ahead and say rages.
Okay.
And screams, "Enough is enough!"
Yeah. Roll for initiative.
Love
Hell
that.
yeah.
So glad I cast Flight before and we took those resistance potions.
Hell yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Lars, while we're rolling, can I ask, like,
Please.
is Mark like seemingly enchanted and asleep? Is he just like hungry and tired, so not doing like what have we observed of Mark's state?
He's just hazy. He's out of it. He's
Okay.
been kept alive, but hasn't been kept healthy. He is,
Rude.
yeah. No, I think this whole thing is relatively rude.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
fair.
like,
Seems pretty rude.
okay. So Mag jumps in the air, screams, taking flight. Ravorex, this is when things go slow, way down. Everybody is trying to react at once to Mag breaking the tension here in this disturbing moment. Zoe, how did Ao do on her initiative? I mean, you could have rolled stealth. Ao is invisible at this point, I should
She
mention.
is so far. Feeling pretty sneaky. It's a 32.
Very sneaky, very quick. How is Armat? How's Isthan doing here?
Isthan is doing okay, surprisingly. He got a 19 on the die for a 30.
Okay, quick, pretty quick. How did Trill do here?
Not a great die roll, 23.
Okay. And how did Mag do here, David?
Only a 5 on the die for Mag, so yeah, you just called us out in initiative order. Mag comes last. I guess maybe she's distracted. I don't know what about this situation might leave her anything less than perfectly in her right senses.
I think all that it has to mean is that when you started moving, Ravorex was ready for you and he
Yeah.
acted a little bit quicker. We don't need to reflect the exact answers of the die roll. Because as Mag starts to move, Ravorex, like in the blink of an eye, is ready to go and he reacts. This like laid back, calm, relaxed sensibility is gone like in a moment. You would think that you were looking at a different creature because he is like off like a dart. By the time Mag is up in the air, he is already spread these wings and flown so fast like a lightning bolt up into the air and appears as he's done moving about 10 feet up in the air on level with you. He opens his mouth and just goes, "Gah!" And a beam of acid, like just projectiles out of his mouth as I draw an 80-foot line on the map to try to catch as many of you that he can see as I possibly can.
Lars, does Trill get a battle cry in here before that happens?
Of course,
we never
yes,
did my
please.
battle cry.
Do it.
Thank
Let's
you.
do it.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that before, and I just kind of forgot about it.
Now every time I put the glasses on, I think I'm raging and Trill's battle crying.
So that was a 30. No, wait, that was a 30.
It's just not going to do it. It's really close.
Oh.
It's really close.
So so Ravrex is still frightened, or
No,
or not
Ravrex-
at all? Is a failure.
No, it's a failure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Woof.
30 was a failure, yeah.
Oh boy, that's a hefty will save.
Yeah.
So Ravrex flashes up, doesn't pay any mind to this scream from Trill, and then blasts out a line of acid.
Oh, that's a lot of dice.
That's a lot of dice.
Just pay attention to the last of these rolls.
Yeah.
That's 48 points of acid damage with a reflex save. So go ahead and give me a reflex save, please, as you try to hit the deck. This is targeting Istin, Mag, and Trill. Ravrex knows that there's somebody else here, can't see exactly where they are, and did not get AO in the line. Let's go from top to bottom. How did Istin do on this?
Not great. That frightened is doing some work for Ravrex. He got a 20.
And Istin is frightened 4. Two of you are... Trill is frightened 2. Mag and AO are not frightened. That 20 means that Istin is going to, right off the bat, take 96 points of damage. How did Mag do on this?
Mag rolled a nat 20 for her second straight critical success against Ravrex.
Okay.
But
no damage.
86
Mag manages to dodge all the way out of the way.
Is Istin still up?
He's still up, yeah.
Oh my god, frightened 4 and just completely decimated.
Yeah, this is going to be a tricky one.
So,
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead, Robin.
so
what were you going to say?
Trill rolled a 30?
Trill rolled a 30. That is a success. You take half damage. 24
Oh,
points of damage.
God, that would have been bad for me.
Yeah, for real.
Trill.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's also a little less than that because Trill resisted 5, had resistance 5 against the acid.
Yes.
Oh, did that help
Yes.
Istin at all?
Yeah, he only took 86 damage.
Oh, well, in
Yeah,
that
Trill only
case.
took 19. Whew. Thank God
Okay.
for that resist.
It is now Ao's turn. Ao is invisible, sees this like laser blast of acid get Istin in the neck, it looks like. What is Ao gonna do?
I think Ao wants to help Istin, but may delay to see what Trill can do to boost everyone. Let Trill go, but then plan on trying to get Istin back on his feet.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ao, staying invisible, bides her time. It's Istin's turn. Istin is frightened 4 and has only how many hit points remaining?
He has, let's take a look at the note, 21 hit points remaining.
Okay.
I think Istin is gonna delay too. I have some stuff that might be able to help AO or even Mag potentially, but
I will say I'm probably gonna try for a little bit not to do much damage because I will stay hidden long. And once I do something antagonistic, then
yeah.
I'm visible.
the thing is I have invisibility prepared at level 4, which means that AO can
That's
do hostile
right.
actions and
You old
stay invisible.
so-and-so.
You
All right.
old so-and-so.
Well, let's get
Oh,
you feeling
stop.
better so that that's even a possibility, huh?
Boy, that'd be nice.
Okay, so Istin also delays?
Yes.
That means it's Trill's turn.
Okay.
Trill, a little bit injured, frightened 2. What is Trill going to do as you see this black dragon, this adult black dragon, flying around the room as though he is electricity itself?
Trill's gonna harmonize. Let's
Okay.
try and do some buff and debuff here.
Okay.
yeah.
What is that face for?
Whatever.
I mean, because once I place Dirge of Doom, and he is frightened for at least for a round.
Whenever
Yeah.
he's within 30 feet of you, yes.
So the thing is, Ravarex is 35 feet away from Trill right now. So Dirge of Doom would actually not help there. So for right now then, I'll do Courageous Anthem. And then I can always try and harmonizing it later. So that was a 32.
Great,
So
that's a success.
rounds.
You get 3 rounds. Yes.
So
in the worst circumstances, this muddy cavern filled with this like horrifying sadistic creature, Trill plays a song that is powerful enough to inspire you to greater action. The power of music shining through in this moment.
the power of music compels you.
That's right.
So then with 2 actions left, I think rather than moving, Trill's gonna actually try and help out because Istin's lost a lot of hit points.
86 is a fair number, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's more than I think Ao could do with battle medicine. So Trill, I think, is also just gonna try and get Istin back on his feet. 4th rank.
All right. 4th rank soothe.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So roll healing. So that's 38 points of healing for Istin.
Oh, amazing. Thank you, Trill.
Okay.
Huge.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's Trill's turn.
So, Ao and Istin are delayed. Do either of you want to do anything?
Ao will go now.
Okay.
So first thing she's going to do is do battle medicine on Istin to try and get him back up and going.
Look at this teamwork. Look at this
Look at this
heroism
teamwork.
that's happening. My
we,
goodness.
we learned after getting beaten up by a bunch of mushrooms.
Yes. That is 17 points of healing. So meh,
Huge.
but something.
I will
Not gonna let
take it.
Istin go down so
Absolutely.
All right. Watching that health bar fill up. And Lars, how tall is this cliff? I know you told us.
10
but-
feet. It's a 10-foot drop.
And how does, like, is it an athletic? Like, if I want to jump off of this, how does, what does that do invisibility-wise?
It won't affect the invisibility.
But it may make a sound that Ravarex hears.
So basically, you'll take bludgeoning damage equal to half the distance you fell. This is mud, so I'm going to make it half by that too. I'm just making stuff up as we're going. So
Great.
you'll take 2
Soft.
points of damage.
Okay.
If you take any damage from the fall, you land prone. So if you jump down, you will need to spend an action like getting yourself back up
Okay.
as you try to pull
And there's
yourself
no,
up
like,
to
I
your
just sort
feet
of
out
gently
the...
hang off the cliff by my fingertips and land on my toes. 10 feet's
Yeah,
not
I would
bad.
call that a
Oh.
very easy climb check. If you want to try to climb down, I'll let you do that first single action.
Okay.
Since you're at
I'm
the
gonna,
cliff.
I'm going to try and do that.
Okay, so it's a DC 10 climb. This is a pretty easy, rough-hewn rock wall.
Athletics
we're calling
check?
this
I
a
don't
DC 10.
literally
athletics
ever
check,
do
yeah.
those. I'm not a very athletic.
You did it one time. I
Well, that's
remember.
good. Did I
One
pass?
time.
Probably
yeah,
not.
it was pretty
Oh,
awesome, actually.
Good for me. All right, so I'm doing an athletics check.
Please.
Let's do it.
Hey.
Hey, that's a 12 for 23.
That's why they call
Okay.
you Climbing Zoe.
So Ao is able to scramble down with a single action and is now on the lower level of this muddy cavern. Her feet, her boots sink into the mud as she gets to her destination.
So I'm gathering from all these adjectives you're using this is difficult terrain.
Yes, this lower level is difficult terrain.
So if I want to use one move action, I can then go 10 feet.
Yes.
Okay, so she is gonna skulk along sort of the edge of the cliff. And she does that as quietly as she can in hopes that if Ravarex heard anything quietly coming over the wall, that she's at least, like, her whereabouts still not super clear.
You can do the sneak action, which would only let you go 5 feet, and you can make a stealth check after that if you want to try to be totally hidden. Otherwise...
Yeah, let's do that. That
All
feels
right.
right.
So let's give me a stealth check, please.
All right, there you go.
So this is a blind roll, so you don't know if Ravarex still knows where you are or not, but we'll see, I suppose.
We'll find out. Either I'll live or I'll die.
Istin is delayed. Does Istin want to not delay anymore?
Yeah, I think he'll jump in. So Istin will step to the edge of the cliff so that he's now in range of Ravarex with his staff. Then I think what he'll do is he will use his half-elf ancestry feat to cast haste on himself.
Ooh.
This is the first time I'm using pinch time.
Ooh.
So he suddenly is like moving so fast he's blurring a little bit. And he gets the quicken condition, giving him an extra action every round to either stride or strike. And so even though he is terrified of this thing, I think with his last hastened action, he is going to try and strike at Ravarex, trying to work through his fear.
So the haste only hits at your next turn.
Oh, then he's done for the turn. And
Okay.
he remains shaking at the edge of the cliff, terrified of this.
Whimpering a little bit.
I was thinking,
potentially-
actually, though, it like makes sense to me that this would scare him so badly. Like, he's dealt with undead before. He's
Yeah.
never seen a dragon, not in his whole life. Like, he's maybe read about him, but this is like a whole other level. Otari turns out to be a fucking terrifying place.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's his turn.
Okay. So, Istin, I love this. You're spending the time that you're frightened to do stuff with less rolling involved. Istin setting himself up for success in the future. It is now Mag's turn finally. Mag sees as she leaps up into the air, she is flying right now, that Istin is in flanking position as he is threatening Ravarex from the northeast. What is Mag going to do? What is happening with Mag right now?
What's the deal?
What's the...
Yeah, have you heard of this? What's the deal with Ravarex?
You heard of this one?
You see this in the news? It's my JLo now.
I don't even know if Mag is experiencing this the way that, you do normal events. Like, knowing what this thing was and confronting it has been completely conjectural her entire life. So it actually happening is, it's literally surreal for her. It's not something she thought was real. I don't think there's anything going through her head except rage. She just wants revenge. She flies. Oh, that's fun. She's going to fly around Ravarex. She's going to do a sudden charge in the air,
Yes, you are.
Awesome.
Yes.
That is so rad.
which means she moves twice and then strikes for 2 actions. So the sudden charge gives her up to 60 feet of flight. I'm going to say she leaps and then takes like a wide banking arc all the way around the outside so she stays out of reach until she finally flies up next to the dragon and makes a strike with...
David, if Mag wants to stop 1 square south of where she is, she
Yeah.
will flank with Istin.
That's where I want to be.
Great.
And so she ends this long banking. It's like almost 180 or 200 degrees of a circle. And she alights next to him and makes this strike.
Hold on.
Oh, does that trigger a reactive strike?
As you try to strike out at her, as you try to strike out at him, Ravarex swings towards you and his tail goes
Yeah.
and tries to puncture Mag's arm.
Guessing that's going to hit.
14 on the die, a 37.
Ah, that's a crit.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Okay, Mag takes mediocre damage roll. Mag takes 36 points of damage and is not fully disrupted, but her aim is thrown off a little bit. So she's going to have a -2
Yeah.
to this roll. And also, as this critical strike connects, you see Ravarex's mouth start to foam as though the critical strike is getting him like into it, like he's ready to use his breath weapon one more time.
Charging
He's
up.
hot for his breath weapon.
Yes. So, but so Mag takes those points of damage, and Mag can now act.
Well, the roll was a 5 on the die, which originally was a 25 and now is only a 23 with that circumstance penalty from the tail lash.
Okay, so that misses.
Yeah, it definitely misses. There's no way a 23 hits this thing.
But you got another action.
I do.
There are many times in this game when David Chernicoff has said the following sentence: then why would I want sudden charge? And I'm glad that here in episode 184, we found an answer in this one situation.
Finally, we have to fight something in a giant room.
A giant room that I manually bought and downloaded to put into our game.
Well, thank you. Thank you for paying off that skill feat that I selected 4 years ago. All right, so I'm going to make another strike. There's no way it's going to work with a multiple attack penalty. It's another 5 on the die.
That kind of energy.
Okay. Mag whoosh, sweeps around the room, this huge arc, and then two misses, gets punctured in the shoulder, and we are now here at the beginning of round 2. You have spread out. Ao has disappeared into the shadows, skulking around somewhere in the mud down in this crevasse. Istin and Trill are trying to just keep the situation going. And Ravarex is flying about 10 feet up in the air. And as Ravarex promised, he is not going to focus on Mag. Instead, he flies around to the far eastern edge of the room.
Which that must trigger a reactive strike. He's flying out of my range?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it triggers a reactive strike from both Mag and Istin.
Yes, please.
Reactive strike. This is
Why
Mag's
is he so
third
close to
swing,
Trill?
like in as many seconds.
Okay, how did Mag do on this strike?
It's a 4 on the die. So it's a 24. It's another miss.
Okay, and how did Istin do?
Well, I got a 3 on the die for a 19. That does it, right?
It does something.
So I guess I'm imagining like Mag has just never fought anything remotely this big, this fast in the air. She's not familiar with flying, and she just hasn't got any balance. She's swinging the hammer fast and hard. She's so overwhelmed, and it's just her skill has abandoned her.
I mean, also fighting while you're flying, if you're not a native flyer,
For sure.
probably.
We don't want to re-roll any of those.
I don't know, Robin. I mean, I have a hero point,
Oh, if it's just one, yeah, no.
but I mean, they're all just regular damage rolls. Like,
Yeah.
I would love to
Yeah.
re-roll all of them if it didn't cost me anything.
Lars, can he re-roll all of them for free?
Oh, yeah, sure, no problem.
Yeah, babe, just re-roll them.
Okay.
Um,
Wow, I got
Ravarex,
all 20s. That's wild.
Ravarex, having flown around to the eastern edge of the room, opens his mouth and another blast of acid flies out in a straight line. This time, he's positioned to hit both Trill and Istin.
Hey, Lars.
Yes.
This is an attack roll, right?
No,
No, it's not technically an attack roll?
it's not in any
Reflex
sense.
It's a
an attack roll.
regurgitation roll.
Damn it.
It's a reflex
I
save.
never get to use my empathetic
Reflux
plea.
save, am I right?
It's a reflex save.
Yes,
Okay.
thank you.
Bravo, Zoe. Yeah.
This is 48 points of damage, of acid damage, flying out towards Trill and Istin. You need to make a reflex save to not get got. Okay, how did Trill do?
Trill rolled a 23, and I think I am gonna hero point that.
Okay. Let's see what happens on this re-roll.
Well, that was a 20 on the die.
Yay.
I think that was a
Trill.
good use of
Better
a
than
hero
the
point
other
right
thing?
there.
Incredible heroism.
So that was a
Almost
48.
gets swiped and then throws her head back. This beam of acid breath flies right by her. How did Istin do here?
He's at 21. It was the same as the first roll, a 8 on the die.
That is a failure, not a critical failure, meaning that Istin is going to take 48 points of damage.
Better than 96. And that's only 38 with his resistance, actually.
This resistance is, I mean, it's like these damage rolls are insane, but the resistance, I think, is a really good long-term plan.
It adds
So
up.
Yeah.
it does add up. That's it for Ravarex's turn. Ravarex flashes across the room, another burst of acid breath, and it is now Trill's turn. What is Trill going to do?
I'm thinking if the problem is Ravarex is so strong, I can't quite figure out what save to target because they're all insane.
Well, luckily, Trill spent a day training herself in dragon lore.
Yeah, let's go ahead and recall knowledge for the first thing then.
All right. I'll accept dragon lore
Love it.
or arcana.
Let's do dragon lore.
Arcana, you say?
Great. So Trill does not have a great sense of exactly what this kind of black dragon is able to do in this moment.
Oh, that's better than a lie. I'll take that over incorrect information.
We should try acid damage.
Let's try slow. I feel like if
Let's
this
try
works,
slow.
it's good.
If it works, it's game breaking. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to see at what point is it heightened? Not till 6, right?
And it heightens to target multiple people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'll just do the lower one then. So let's
Yeah.
do the 4th rank.
Okay. Trill casts a spell.
Absolutely.
It is slow.
She's got to roll a 1 on this.
I'm doing a fortitude save. Will Ravarex roll the 1 he is supposed to fail? No, it's a 32, which means that Ravarex is going to be, it's a success. Ravarex is slowed for a round.
Okay.
Ooh.
Still
Huge.
good.
Still good.
Slowed for a round. Did what I could,
So-
guys.
Trill, recall some knowledge, casts a spell to target Ravarex, and it is now Ao's turn. Ao is hiding, invisible, down in the muck. You can see Ravarex up, flying above the edge of this cliff as you peer around the corner. What are you going to do?
All right, Ao is going to spend 2 move actions to sidle up next to Mark.
Okay.
And then she is going to, I assume he's pretty injured. She's going to.
Oh, yeah. He's useless. Completely useless.
Well, what if she does battle medicine on him?
Then this level 1 Otari guard will be dead in a second.
Would Ao know that?
I think so.
He saved us.
Yeah, this guy's garbage. He's a little child.
Oh, Lars, it was my whole plan.
Well, you should have said that. Then I could have told you.
Why else do you think I got off the cliff?
I don't know why anybody does anything. You think I have time to worry about what anybody else is doing?
I was here?
Yeah, you were there.
Yeah, I was there. Okay. Let's come up with a new plan. Remind me about with the invisible stuff. I think because Isten has not yet done the good invisible. If I do Phantom Crowd, is that
We call
antagonistic?
That hostile.
That's hostile.
Well, I'm looking it up. This is a ruling you asked me to make one
Yes,
time before.
I did it. I think it wasn't before.
A
but-
tightly packed crowd of humanoids appropriate to the area appear. Yeah, I think that this is not hostile, but he'll hear you making the spell, so he won't be able to see you, but he'll know what square you're in.
Unless I move.
Unless you sneak afterwards, yes.
Right. Okay, let's do some Phantom Crowd.
All right.
Where's that gonna go? And what kind of creature is it gonna be? Are questions I'm gonna answer right now.
Okay.
It's a
good.
5-foot burst. We're gonna put it. Ao's trying to just distract this guy who's now been slowed. So it goes sort of back here, back behind him. So he might have to turn around, get distracted. And it is a bunch of humanoid-size Dara the Spiders.
Okay.
And they are all saying, your mother didn't love you. You're going to die.
Okay.
Just because. Why not? I mean,
Classic.
it's haunting to
haunting.
have, what is this? Probably 16, 17 human-sized Dara the Spiders saying that to you? You
Yeah.
try to get over, you're going to need at least a couple therapy sessions to get over that.
Of course.
So that's what's happening.
Okay. So these spiders manifest, and he's going to have to spend an action to disbelieve them, or that area is difficult terrain for him, and Ao has one more action.
And with that, she is going to sneak 5 feet this way.
Down to the southeast.
Southeast, sneak, and let's...
Give me a
roll
stealth
some-
check.
Yeah, let's roll some die. All right. Maybe she snuck, maybe she didn't.
That's right. We don't know. I mean, I know. I know a lot of things that I'm not telling anybody. Unrelated to the game. It's now Isthin's turn as Isthin hears the spell, sees these spiders appear, and then nothing. What is Isthin going to do?
Isthin is going to delay again and see what Mag does.
Okay. It's Mag's turn. And Ravarex has flown to the far eastern side of the room. What is Mag going to do?
Mag is going to sudden charge again. This time, no need for like a looping elliptical path, and Ravarex has flown so far away she can't spare the extra range anyway. So instead, I'm going to fly to this one open square between Ravarex and Trill, and that lands me within melee strike distance. So here is another Earthbreaker strike at Ravarex, 16 on the die for a 36.
That hits.
Nice.
Yes.
Fa la 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 la. Oh, you know what? Wait, there's a hero point card. There's a hero point card for this.
Yes, there is.
Okay. I would like to use my last hero point of this 5-episode cycle.
To play a hero point card?
Play a hero point card.
Oh, Lars, I just sang it. You didn't need to do the drop.
Yeah, sorry. It's force of habit.
Fair enough.
This card, which is called Limit Break, was submitted by Tyler from Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Tyler, and welcome to our table.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Tyler.
Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler.
Thank you, Michigan.
Tyler.
The trigger for this hero point card is you damage an enemy. It's that simple, and I have just damaged an enemy. The effect, adjust your damage as though you had rolled the maximum value on all damage dice.
Nice.
Additionally,
Okay.
take a number of damage equal to your character level times 4
Oof.
and become slowed 1 until your next turn.
Okay.
I
Oof.
didn't read that part to begin
Read
with, but too late.
Okay, so the damage that I'm
Choice.
taking here is essentially max damage, so that is 34 points of damage.
So wait, I'm going to take more damage than you are?
Yeah.
Fuck
Huh.
this card. Why
Yeah,
did
I think
do
it was
this?
more of a you need to finish an enemy kind of card.
Yeah, that's
so you
right.
hit them at the end of the
Yeah.
combat with it, and then
Ugh.
you take the damage and can treat wounds.
Well, that is a colossal fuck up that may kill my character.
No, stop it.
All right. Well, the slowed 1? What the fuck am I going to do with 2 out? Okay, anyway. Great.
You're going to sudden charge again.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna sudden charge again.
again.
All right. Armat, you are exactly right. This is terribly deployed. So 34 damage. I want my 34 damage on Ravarex. I think Mag is thinking as unclearly as I am about this. I really want this thing dead just as badly, and I finally fucking hit it. All right, Mag takes 36 damage. Let me apply
And
that.
Ravarex reels back as the Earthbreaker collides with one of his horns and sends a chip out and lands at Ao's feet in the mud in front of her.
I guess I'll just make another
Hell yeah, let's do it.
strike.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, all
Hit
right, I'm going to make
him.
another strike.
let's go. Striking time.
How's a 2 on the die?
2 in the die is a miss.
Yeah.
So close to a 20.
It's the beginning. Oh, no, sorry. Is Isthin undelaying?
Yeah, he's going to undelay right now and jump in. He is going to use his quickened action to stride up to where he is within reach of Ravarex with his staff's extended length. Then he is going to use 2 actions to cast Cloak of Colors on Mag. This is one of the new
Ooh.
spells. It's cool. A cloak of swirling colors shrouds the target. Creatures are dazzled while adjacent to it, and attacking the target causes a brilliant flash of light. A creature that hits the target with a melee attack must attempt a will save. The creature is then temporarily immune until the end of its turn. This is an in-cap effect, but I think adding Dazzled to Mag is going to be a fun thing while she's up in melee on.
I like it.
Yeah.
And then with the last action, Istin is going to. Oh, you said Arcana to recall knowledge about this thing, right?
I did.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's do that.
Great.
Here we go.
What would you like to know?
Let's start with basics. Weakest save.
Weakest save is Reflex. Ravarex is quick, but he is large. He has difficulty moving out of the way of bad situations.
Okay, cool. And that is Istin's turn.
Okay, at the end of Istin's turn, it is now the beginning of round 3. Ravarex is right next to Mag, who is setting off this Cloak of Colors. This Cloak of Colors is dazzling Razarex, Trill, and Istin as they are surrounding this shimmering, effervescent magical effect. It's Ravarex's turn. David, I cheated last turn when I did that reactive tail strike to you. I should have been doing that at a -2, which means that I should not have critically hit against you. It means that I should not have recharged my breath weapon. So I'm going to take 2 strikes at a -2 to make up for that, for my 2 next strikes as a sort of make good. And here's what that make good looks like. Ravarex is going to fly right around to the far side of Istin.
All right. Well, let's get the reactive strikes first.
Reactive strikes, of course.
How did Mag do on this strike?
32 to hit.
Okay, that is a hit.
Okay.
Ooh.
Take it.
How did Istin do on this?
A 22 to hit.
Okay, that 22 is a miss. How much damage is Mag doing with this strike?
28 damage.
Nice.
Okay, 28 points of damage as Mag clonks into the back of Ravarex's tail as he whips around to the far side of Istin. And Ravarex is going to do a Draconic Frenzy against Istin. This is 2 claw strikes and a horn strike. So, first, Ravarex is
That only takes
Claw.
1 action?
2 actions. Flashes out.
Isn't Ravarex slowed?
You what? What have you done?
Trill! Saving the day!
Nice.
Huge from Trill.
Oh!
Okay, so Ravarex is going to do just one of those things, and what it is that Ravarex is going to do is a strike with his best weapon. He's opening up his jaws, and Istin sees, as he turns his head sideways, sees these rings of teeth inside Ravarex's mouth surround his field of vision as Ravarex goes, trying to snap down on Istin's face. This is at a -2 because of my make good that I'm trying to throw out there. But I rolled a 20 on the die.
Oh, God.
So who cares?
You really
what I
don't
do?
want a Magus in your
I
game, do you?
You gotta draw. All right, I'm drawing a card from our crit deck. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards remaining. Will I draw the ace and do triple damage? Yes, I will.
Wow.
The ace of
that's
spades.
A
Well-
bummer.
Hey, here I get to roll my
hell.
5th, 6th character? How many is it?
7th, we don't even know.
So that is, and I'm reshuffling this deck. These cards are now all back on the table as I do 72 points of damage with these triple damage that I just did.
Okay, that will, and that increases Istin to wounded 2, right? Because it's a crit.
No, just dying 2.
just dying 2.
Okay, so Istin is now currently dying 2. He is.
Spoiler.
It just happened. All the other things that come with dying. which are many.
Go
And
on.
that's it for Ravarex's.
What's a few of them?
Wow, that's as
Okay,
many
let's talk about
conditions as I've ever seen
Yeah.
on a token.
He's
Holy
unconscious. He's
Wow.
prone. He is off guard, etc., etc. That's it for Ravarex's turn. Only 2 actions, as it is now Trill's turn. Trill has just seen a adult black dragon bite her friend to the point of unconsciousness. What is she going to do?
Well, I guess I'm not going to attack like I thought I was going to. I guess she's going to soothe again.
Thank you.
Before you soothe, I need a
Yeah.
DC 5 flat check.
From me?
Yes.
Because
You're standing next to Mag with her pearlescent magical effect.
that's a 17, so that's fine.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah, so she's gonna cast a rank 5 soothe on Istin.
How much healing are we looking at here? Ooh,
that's 57
great
points of
healing.
healing.
Yeah, amazing.
Nice.
Thank you, Trill.
57 points of healing.
And
Huge.
for Trill's third action, Trill's gonna aid Mag.
Aiding Mag on an attack.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
And let's, rather than an aid, just do a guaranteed +1, and she's gonna cast guidance.
Thank you, Trill. I will take all the help I can
Huge.
get.
The
Thank
battle
you,
bard
Trill.
is not battling in this one so much.
So, but I think we need a support bard.
Yes.
Yeah.
And notice I
So-
haven't even moved because I'm so terrified of
Just
now knowing that there's the
you just hunker and heal, baby girl.
The good news is that Trill is now no longer frightened from the number of rounds that
Oh,
she's
yeah.
had. So that frightful presence is worn off. But you know what hasn't worn off is the invisibility on Ao. Ao is 10 feet directly below Ravarex, who is flapping his wings right underneath her. I'll let you know. I'll just tell you what the dice rolls are. Ravarex doesn't know that where you are.
Okay. Well, I think I'm out of not harmful things to do. The old Dara the Spider Gambit doesn't seem to have made a huge impression. I don't want to project too much here, but their taunts about Ravarex's mother haven't cut too close to the bone.
God, imagine
If he's ever
Ravarex
interested in
is
passing
mother.
through that spider-filled area, it'll become relevant.
Okay. We'll see. So Ao takes Chompers and first fires off an arrow with a murderer's knot attached to it.
Ooh.
Nice.
Feeling murderous.
So you don't need to declare the murderer's knot until you do damage.
Well, she may or may not then be firing it with a murderer's knot arrow. We'll find out.
Schrodinger's murderer's not.
Sure. Yes, that's right. So let's
Merdinger's
fire an arrow. That's a 35 to hit.
Yeah, that'll hit. Absolutely.
Nice.
And you catch him off guard there.
Do you know what I catch him off guard with, Lars?
What's that?
A murderer's knot.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
I didn't see that
but
coming.
So then we'll
Neither
do some
did Ravarex.
damage there. That is a mediocre damage roll, but 15 points of damage.
Okay.
Let's get a second arrow there.
Wait, and we're doing the murderer's knot.
Oh, right. Yeah, we are.
So that adds
Does he
bleed.
die automatically since
Yeah,
it was a
that's how
murderer's knot?
Uh-huh. That adds a d6 of bleed damage. He's off guard until that bleed damage is gone.
Okay, great.
Huge
Yeah,
turn.
yeah,
And do I need to roll that bleed damage or he'll roll it on,
On his turn, he'll roll.
Okay. And then second arrow right into this guy's belly, hopefully. But instead that's a 1 on the die, so I'm not sure that's going to hit.
Okay, so that 1 on the die does not hit, but does push me to draw a fumble card. So let's see if I draw the Ace of Spades again. I'm trying to
Actually, you know
aggressively.
what? I'm going to
Yeah.
re-roll because we've got like 4 minutes left in this episode and I'm going to lose the point anyway.
That's
Smart.
how we play the game.
That's it. That's called strategy, and I'm using it. All right. That time it's a 24 to hit.
Okay, that 24 misses, but does not get you the fumble card.
That's great. I love this for me.
Okay.
All right. Since Trill's effort was not a huge success, Ao is going to try and recall knowledge through whatever we think might be most helpful on that. Occultism.
Arcana sounds good.
Arcana, yeah, let's do Arcana. All right.
Okay.
Oop, that probably should have been a blind roll, huh?
Yeah. You want to give me a blind
do.
one? Thank you.
There you go.
Okay, and what would you like to know?
I would like to know. So we learned reflex save is the
its worst. Yep.
Any like weaknesses to kinds of damage?
Okay, and what other questions would you like to ask me?
I don't know. Anyone have anything they want to know?
I can give you a special ability if you'd like.
Yeah. Anything we should be aware of?
Exactly. Horrible stuff it can do.
Yeah.
Okay.
How's it gonna kill us, Lars?
Okay, great. So the weaknesses, so Ao knows that a black dragon is weak to fire damage.
Interesting.
And Ao also knows that this dragon is able to cast the darkness spell. He's able to put magical darkness out into the world around him.
Okay.
Oh, man.
As we will find out in a moment.
Which one of those is a lie?
Okay.
God damn
Well,
it.
that's helpful. Then I think that's my turn.
And it's now Mag's turn. Mag has seen Ravarex keep good on his promise to attack Mag's friends, to leave Mag for last. He's already knocked Istin over one time. Istin is on his back, having been healed by Trill's magic. What is Mag going to do? This airborne barbarian.
Mag is slowed and reeling from her first. She's made her first hit. It damaged her as much as it damaged Ravarex. Every other strike she's tried to make has been ineffectual. And so she takes a moment to regroup, and with the only 2 actions she has on this turn, she will reach into her pouch and pull out a potion of quickness. And she will use 1 action to pull it out and 1 action to drink it. So it's her entire turn. Drinking the silver potion grants you the effect of haste for 1 minute.
Nice.
So 4 actions per turn for Mag. We got to give up this entire turn to do it, but 4 actions a turn after this.
It's a good payoff.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of Mag's turn, she is no longer slowed, but is now instead quickened.
Preferable.
It's the beginning of round 4. Istin is just slowly coming back to consciousness after Trill's magical healing. What is Istin going to do?
Yeah. First action, Istin is going to stand up. Does that trigger her reactive strike?
No, there's no, they don't have a reactive strike.
Or his. Ravarex is a he.
He does not have a reactive strike.
I thought he did a reactive strike against
It
Mag.
wasn't a reactive strike, it was something else.
Oh. Dang.
Okay, cool. Okay. Then Istin is going to throw a electric arc at this fool, trying to target its reflex. It's going to be 17 damage.
Okay. And I'm going to make a reflex save. Here we go.
DC 25.
3 on the die, that's a 22.
Hell yeah, that's a
Nice.
failure.
Woo.
Full damage, 17.
Okay.
And then with
17 points of damage.
his last action, Istin is going to strike at Ravarex with
From
his
the
step.
ground.
He stood up.
Oh, okay.
Stood.
Got
2
it.
action electric arc. Last quickened action, strike.
Okay.
Bam, 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 bam.
I'm pretty sure a 2 on the die is going to do it, right?
Got a hero point, Armat? You
I'm
rolled
slow.
that. We've got
That's
like
a
1 minute
solid
left here.
point. I
Right?
do have a hero
Let
point.
Lars kill us all in these
Use
last
it or
30
lose
seconds
it.
of this game.
Yeah, I am going to re-roll using a hero point, I believe.
Just please don't be worse.
Well, that was sort of an underwhelming hero point card. It was
You improved. You
a 4.
improved.
What did you roll? 4?
It was a 4 on the
And-
die for a 21, which I'm going to assume doesn't cut the mustard.
Okay. As Isthin jolts this dragon with electricity and you see this blue crackle all around the dragon's body and then misses with the strike, Ravarex has been hit enough times that he turns towards Mag and his eyes, these blood-red eyes, flare for a second. He looks straight at Mag and says, "You need to understand how powerless you are here, girl. Your role here is to watch and then to fall. If you're not going to watch and you just screams, you will fall now!" And we'll pick up from there next time.
Awesome.
How's your throat after that, Lars?
It's great.
That's someone screaming because he's tired of 16 human-sized spiders telling him his mama doesn't love him.
Roots of Ruin is a Tabletop Gold production produced under the Paizo Incorporated fan content policy, using trademarks and copyrights owned by Paizo that are covered under that policy. The Roots of Ruin is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. All original characters and content in The Roots of Ruin are the property of Tabletop Gold, and all rights are reserved. We at Tabletop Gold would love to hear from you. Visit our website, tabletopgold.com, to learn more about us and our shows, join the Golden Horde to get access to more shows, pick up great merch, and connect to the best online community in all of podcasting. Thanks for listening.